Hello Chipmunk and Chipette fans, my name is Grandy Tamias, and today we are returning to the debate about Charlene the Chipette with part 2, the evidence from rocking through the decades. So last time I talked about who Charlene is and her key role in how the Chipettes came to be who they were in the 80s cartoon. If you haven't seen part 1, click the link in the iCard to go to that video, otherwise you may get confused watching this one. This time, we're finally talking about the controversial fan theory that has been lingering in the Alvin and The Chipmunks fandom for, I don't actually know how long, but it's been around for quite a good long while. And actually, addressing that is a good place to start. As far as I know, this debate/theory came around at some point before the 2010s, although no one really knows for sure where it came from, who started it, or how they came to the conclusion that this could only be a character that once existed for the sole purpose of being a prototype version of Brittany. So we run into some problems with the legitimacy of this claim right there. But before we go any further, let's examine the scene in question. In the 1990 documentary-style special episode Rocking Through the Decades, sometimes called Rocking with the Chipmunks, hosted by Will Smith, yes, that Will Smith.
Oh, that's hot. That's hot.
There's a segment with a chipmunk cover of the Elton John song Crocodile Rock. In it, Alvin sings and dances with a female chipmunk that wears a red sequin dress and has a long blonde ponytail, after she magically appears out of a picture frame. For some reason or another, a fan may have been led to believe that because this doesn't look like Jeanette or Eleanor, and has different colors than Brittany, that this would have to be the only other named Chipette character in the history of the franchise. This rumor spread like wildfire throughout the fandom, and even outside of it, to the point that even the YouTube channel Dorkly has been mistaken. Roll the footage.
Then, oh god, there's the half-hour special, Charlene the Chipette, which features a brand new abomination created by a pervy animator, a character who's basically modeled after Jessica Rabbit, and the whole point of Jessica Rabbit was that she was ridiculously over-sexualized.
This has nothing to do with Jessica Rabbit. You can ignore this one. It's also worth mentioning that the live-action footage of the Crocodile Rock segment is actually a real music video, just with the animation of Alvin overlaid on top of Elton John, and the mystery Chipette overlaid on top of, I don't know who exactly, but she likely had a similar dress. I haven't actually been able to find the original music video of it on YouTube, so if any of you know where I can find it or where it's from, please let me know in the comments. So the question is there enough evidence to say that this is Charlene? Short answer, no. Long answer, well, just keep watching the video. Personally, I never really took sides in this debate and headcanoned a third option, that this is just some random nameless chipmunk character that we never saw again, which happened a lot during the 80s and 90s era of the Chipmunk franchise. This makes the argument of Brittany or Charlene irrelevant. So that could be one valid point to say that this might not be Brittany, and instead some other female chipmunk character. But if that other character is an abandoned prototype member of the original Chipette's group, I would have to argue no. To be fair, the only point I could give that this could be Charlene is that the subject matter of the episode is the Chipmunks' music history up to that point. And Charlene was introduced before the 80s cartoon at a time when they were still trying to use music to get off the ground again after the death of Ross Bagdasarian Sr. So it would make sense if they wanted to utilize Charlene to fit with that theme of the episode, given her significance to that era of the franchise. But if they did, why would they not announce that it was her? There's no reason to keep it hidden. Brittany, on the other hand, wouldn't need an introduction in that special episode, since she was already a character audiences were more familiar with. Not to mention that Brittany also appeared earlier in the special, walking past the camera in the Surf and Safari segment. Some people have argued that this is Charlene as well, but I really don't think I need to say anything. Her outfit is Brittany's normal color of pink, and her hair is its normal shade and length. The latter point contradicting the different hair that fans have used to say that the Crocodile Rock Chipette isn't Brittany. which leads me to the two defining physical characteristics of the Crocodile Rock Chipette: the hair and the color scheme. If this is Brittany, it could be easily explained that the long blonde ponytail could just be a wig as part of the outfit, since Alvin was doing the same throughout the entirety of Rocking Through the Decades. As for the red dress, since when was a chipmunk or chipette character wearing something not in their normal outfit color out of the ordinary anyway? The final nail in the coffin, though, would be the inside artwork of an album that came out 5 years later, When You Wish Upon a Chipmunk, which reused some concept art from Rocking Through the Decades. In it, Brittany is shown wearing the same outfit, and we know it's her since she's alongside Jeanette and Eleanor. I could have just opened with this to save time, but even without this, there's enough evidence within Rocking Through the Decades to say that it's not Charlene. Also, a quick update after I initially finished the editing for this video. I want to give a shout out to fellow chipmunk YouTuber Melissa and the Crazyettes, who a few years ago actually asked Vanessa Bagdasarian, the daughter of Ross Bagdasarian Jr. and Janice Carmen, about Charlene, to which she replied that Charlene has not appeared since the 1980s. So that's an official confirmation. Case closed. Thanks again, Melissa. But of course, this hasn't stopped the topic of Charlene from becoming a meme in the fandom, with so much fan artwork out there depicting her as just a red recolor of Brittany with a longer ponytail. A trend that still continues to this day. And it doesn't just stop with the 80s era Brittany. This recolor trend is also popular with other incarnations of Brittany too. I'll admit, while I absolutely 100% believe that Charlene did not appear in Rocking Through the Decades, I do find it pretty amusing how much this fan art trend has gone on, trying to create a whole unique character out of this image. Who knows, maybe the official show will give a nod to this fan joke, and have Brittany wearing a red dress, or use it as a fake name in one episode. Hey, if Sonic made it into the Sonic movie, maybe Red Brittany can make it into the 2015 series. It probably won't happen, and too bad too, because it would be a good opportunity to sell more of the same Brittany toy, just in a different color. I digress. Anyway, feel free to let me know down in the comments which side you were on in the Brittany, Charlene, Rocking Through the Decades fan debate. If you thought this video was worth your time in watching, please consider leaving a like on this one, check out my channel for similar videos, and subscribing if you want more stuff like it. Oh, and while you're down in the comments, you're also welcome to leave suggestions for Alvin and the Chipmunks related topics that you would like me to cover in the future of my Elaboration series. With all that said, thank you, and have a nice day.